Good morning everyone, it's Tuesday the 26th of November. Welcome to another one of Alan's Angling Adventures. Back on the river again, not on the main river today. I'm back on the chest stream because the main river is virtually unfishable really at the moment with all the rain and winds we've had over the weekend. It's virtually unfishable, so I've come back to the chest stream. It was either here or Honeybridge as my only options really. So I've decided to come back here again, and those of you that watched my last video will remember it was on the low clear side. Well, today it's the opposite. It's we've got much more water to go at, a lot deeper, and it's coloured. So maybe, just maybe, we might be able to pour chub out today. I don't know, but we'll give it a good go anyway. I'm not going to be fishing as many swims as I did last time. I think last time I fished about 14, 15 odd swims. But today I'm probably going to fish about 5 or 6 swims. Andrew's going to be up here later today. He's going to be fishing up here as well. So there's going to be 2 of us on this stretch. But he's not here yet. And time wise it is nearly 20 past 9. I'm virtually ready to start fishing. What I've done, I've knocked a bit of smelly ground bait up today because the water's on the coloured, definitely on the coloured side. I thought to get a little bit of a smell in the water. Maybe that might get some chub feeding or something, So that's what I've done anyway. Now, bait wise, I'm using Warburton's. This time I've got the orange one. I've got the orange one this time because this one I find is probably a little bit better than the blue. Well, the blue one's good, but I do find this one better because it's thicker and it's more fluffy. It's a bit more fluffy on the hook. So that's what I'm using. I'm using Warburton's, but the orange one. I've also bought with me some worms. Wouldn't be without those. And I've also got with me, because I didn't know what I was going to be doing today, I was in a bit of a dilemma over where I was going to be fishing, because I knew I was going to be going today at the end of last week, but I knew the weather was going to be rubbish over the weekend. I didn't quite know whether I was going to be able to fish the main river or not. So what I'd done, I bought some maggots from the tackle shop along with some worms and my bread as well. So I've got 3 lots of bait. I've got stacks of bait here, but I don't want to introduce maggots into the swim unless only when I've exhausted all the swims I'm going to fish with bread flake, and if there's no sign of any chub, then I will probably try some maggots. I will try some worms. No harm in trying some worms on the hook. But say last time we had those nice perch. But I'll show you in a minute. We're going to start off in the swim where we had those perch from, but I'm going to be fishing to the left of the tree this time to start off with, where I've had chub before, because this time, unlike last time, it's you can't see the bottom. You've got no chance. It's really really coloured, and the tree that I caught those perch, when I had those perch up against that fallen down tree, well, that tree is way under the water this time, so that gives you an indication of how much water we've got in here today. Certainly looks a lot deeper than it was last time. So we might have a better chance today. We'll see anyway. I'd just like to say a big thank you to those of you that are subscribed to my fishing channel. I've had a lot more subscribers since the last video. I'm well pleased with that. Thank you very much for that. It's very much appreciated. Makes it all worthwhile. Hopefully I can catch one to show you today, but if not, as long as we have a good session and we enjoy it, that's the main thing, isn't it? That you enjoy your fishing. If we can catch some roach or some perch, I'll be well happy with that. But a chub is what I'm really after, because I haven't had one on the last, probably about the last 3, I think it's about the last 3 trips I've had to a stream for chub. I haven't caught one, and yet previous to that I'd always have one. But that's the way it goes fishing, isn't it? You just can't tell what's going to happen on the day. So I'm link ledgering, by the way. I have got another rod with me. I've got another rod set up with the feeder, but I'm not going to be using that. I've just got it with me just in case. You never know, but I'm probably not going to use it. So link ledger, £6 line straight through, a size 10 curved hook, Korda curved shanked hook, barbless, and we'll kick off with bread flake, and I'll see you down there in a minute and I'll show you what it looks like, because it does look different to what it did last time. See you in a minute. Right, this is what we've got. Now this is the swim where I had those perch from. Now as I said, let's get down here first. To be so careful, these banks are very slippery. I don't want my camera falling in again like last time. Right, let's get myself sorted out here first. Now, that is what we've got now. Look, now that is the swim where I had the perch from last time. And that down there, that's the tree there, but there, which is where I was catching them from, here, way under the water. So it shows you how much higher it is today, coloured as well. So completely the opposite conditions to what we had last time. So this is going to be very interesting to see how we get on here today. Now today I am going to be able to fish that swim, unlike last time where it was so shallow. So I'm going to kick off. Now where should I kick off, left or right? I'll tell you what, I'm going to kick off to my left where I've had chub before. Yeah, down there. And then we'll start fishing this swim where I had the perch from last time. Right, let's get started. Same procedure as last time. We'll fish a swim for about 20 minutes. So we'll fish here for about 20 minutes and then we'll fish this one. First knock on bread flake. Definitely was a knock. Let's try it again. Same spot again. Had a bit of a pull then. Of course there's probably all sorts of debris down there. Can't be 100% certain it was a fish, but it looked like it. Yeah, just reeled in, the bread was off. And whether that was the fish that had taken it or not, I don't know, but as I say, it did look like a bite. It'll be interesting to see if there's fish by that log, that falling down tree today like there was last time, in completely different conditions. Are there still fish there? We'll see in a minute. We'll give it a go in a minute. I'm going to try worm in a minute in this swim. Give it another 5 minutes on bread flake. Right, we're going to try worm. See how we get on with that. First bite on worm, definitely a pull. But we know there's fish down there. I've definitely had a couple of bites in this swim. No proper wraparound chub bites though, but certainly indications that there's fish down there. Well, nothing to my left, just a few taps now and again, but I'm going to try now in the swim to my right, where I had those perch from on bread flake this time. Still getting taps on the bread flake. That's why I'm reluctant to leave this swim. It's nearly 10:15 now. I've been flittering between the left and to the right, and there's a pool. I don't know if that's a fish or not. Could be. Could be a fish. Not sure if it was or not. It was pulling. Definitely encouragement here. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm reluctant to. Should have left it. Maybe I should have left that. And there was a nice mist rolling down the stream this morning when I first got here. It's quite a picture actually. So there's definitely some interest in this swim, that's why I'm not leaving here. I'll give it another couple of minutes here and then we'll move along to the next one. Right, I've exhausted this swim. Just gone 10:20, so I've been fishing this swim for a good half hour, a good 30-35 minutes. I've had some taps, I've had some bites here, but no fish. So let's move along to the next one. Now the next one is just down here. So I'm not going to do a load of swims today, but we'll do some, we'll do several swims. Now this one here, we've got a raft to my left hand side. Let's have a look, show you. Now this one here, we're on a bend there, so I will try around there in a minute. We've got this raft here, so I'm going to kick off fishing just this side of that raft. That current should just take it into that raft. I'll have to rod up a bit higher. Right, nothing in this swim, nothing at all, no bites. So let's move just to my right here. Andrew's here now. He's going to be fishing much further down, where there's a willow tree. He's had one from down there before, but we're going to be going up this way. Right, okay, let's give it a go here. been fishing for an hour now, nothing at the moment. I landed it. Just it, guys. Case of just being patient, really, you know. Like a few taps just now on bread flake. That's what it's been up there now. Just a few, you know, sort of taps and stuff. No proper real chub bites, you know. Right, nothing here, so we're going to move into the swim where I started off on the last one, which was under that tree. It is tricky and I hope I don't get snagged up, but we'll give it a go there anyway before we start moving into one or two swims up a little bit further. So it is a bit dodgy down here trying to set everything up, you know, with your camera and that as well, but we'll give it a go anyway. I'll try and get the camera angle as best I can in here. I might have to set it up back here actually. Let's have a look. Need it to be quite flat. There we go. So that's what we've got. So I'll just flick it out in there. There's a fair old swell there, so we'll give it a go here for 5 minutes. And we'll move along to some swims which are more out in the open, but certainly worth giving a go. Certainly not going to try down there today. I think I'm just going to go the other side of this bridge, see what it's like there. And look at a swim where a fish actually jumped out when I was fishing here the last time, right where I was fishing as well, right in the margin. What's it like? Yeah. See if I can find a bit of slack. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's the thing with this, you've got to see if you can find a bit of slack somewhere. I mean, we're coming up to this swim in a minute where we're on a bend. I will give it a go there. I'll tell you what, let's give it a go here, shall we? I mean, we're back from the yeah, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go here before we move to the corner swim on the bend there. We'll give it a go down there. Right, let's get ourselves sorted out. We'll give it a go here, and then we'll move round to the next swim, which, as I said to you 100 times before on my videos, that I really like the look of, but I've never had a single bite there. But I think while I'm up there, because it's a bit of a walk, while I'm up there I might as well try bread flake, worms and maggots there. I don't want to have to walk back up there again today if I can help it. But because we will finish back off underneath those trees. I'm going to start off with a nice bit of bread flake. So I've got to set the camera back a bit on this one. See how that goes. Give it a little while here. This is all you can do really, is just keep trying these swims. I say, it is amazing how fishing goes. I said to you before, on these streams, this one which is the chest stream and the Honeybridge stream, up until this season I was always lucky enough to catch a chub, whatever size. I'd always have one, whether it was here or I think I might have blanked here once actually, to tell you the truth, I did, but generally I've always caught something. But the last three attempts all this season, I haven't had a single chub here or the Honeybridge stream. But having said that, I do quite often find it's much better at the end of the year into the new year, like January. A beautiful November day now, really is. Just gone 11:05. Summary of the session so far, I've been fishing for about an hour and a half. No fish, nothing at all. A few bites, but nothing nothing concrete. So Andrew's fishing further up the other way towards the gate. So I might as well come down this way. I've never had a single fish down here, but it's always the first time. Right, on to the next one, which is just up here. Now I've got some really nice looking casters in my maggot box, so I may give them a go if I'm really struggling to get anything. So as you can see, I can't normally I get down there. I can fish right down there. I can't today, so I've had to set my rod back up here, and the camera I'll have to set up somewhere here. I mean, which should be alright, but it's on a slope, so I've got to be careful it don't topple over. I'll kick off with bread flake here, and we'll stay here for about 15-20 minutes in this swim. This one's a lot wider, but there is a little bit of slack over this near side, but so I've tried here many times before and never had a single bite. Maybe today's the first time. Let's have a go. Just in that bit of slack down there. Oh, as I say, it's very pleasant anyway, even though no action yet. I say while I'm up here, because I don't want to have to walk back up here again really. While I'm up here, I'll exhaust it, this swim, with bread flake. If there's no sign of any bites at all on the bread flake, then I'll certainly give maggots and worms a go in here, just to see if I can pick something up. I'm hoping to get out again next week, if you know, if the weather's all right. Hoping to get out next week on the main river, because I really do want to have I want to get back out on the waggler again, but don't know when I'm going to be able to do that. But if not the waggler, then certainly a feeder session. I've got some cracking casters here. Just a few in, see if we can get some sort of reaction from something. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky, not a breath of wind. As I say, it's very coloured and high, completely the opposite the last time. It's what makes it interesting fishing these rivers and streams, you know. the different conditions that you encounter every time you come here. It's different. It's hardly ever the same from the time before, you know, no matter what time of year you fish it. As I say, I'm hoping to get back out on the river again next week. I think they give some rain tomorrow, Wednesday, but after that I believe there's several dry days, and that'll give the river every chance to start dropping properly. Right, doesn't appear to be anything here, so I've just had a look round, just around the corner from here, and there's 2 or 3 really good looking, chubby looking swims around there. So I'm going to give them a go around there, so I'll see you around there in a minute. Right, let's go round to the next swim. This is proving to be tough again, isn't it? Not even getting in, apart from a few bites under the trees back there at the beginning. Not getting any sign, no sign of any bites at all. But as I say, let's give it a go down here. I've never fished this, but I've fished in that corner there before. Last time I was here I fished where that tree is, but now there's more water to go at here. Right, so we're going to cast out down there. Looks a good spot, as good a spot as any anyway. Be so careful on these banks, especially this time of year. That's probably debris. That's probably debris. I don't think that's a fish. So normally 5 or 10 minutes. If you ain't had a bite in that time, then that's probably about it. Amazing, I was watching Bob Goes Fishing the other week. He had four in one session. That is unbelievable. I'd say I'd be going mad if I had one. But to have 4 don't happen very often, I don't think, you know. So we keep persevering. 25 to 12. Got about another 3 hours to try and get something. So it looks a likely place for a chub, doesn't it, down there? But I'm not sure if that's a slight bite there now. I will try a worm in a minute. I'll exhaust it with bread flake first. So then we'll try. I'm going to try it up there, and then there's a couple of really good looking swims, but I've got to wade through about a foot of water to get to them. But I'm going to do it. Right, into the next one. Nothing down there. So we go along here, and then once we've exhausted this swim, we will wade through about a foot of water and get round the other side of this bush here and just give it a go around there, because it looks promising. So we'll give it a go down here, because just down here, So just looking for some bites of some kind, you know. say, it looks very, very chubby here. It just seems to be very, very hard to get any sort of bites, really. So apart from the first hour this morning under the trees down there when I had a few taps, I've had nothing. It's nearly 10 to 12 now, so we'll give it till 12 o'clock here, and then we'll move round there and have a go round there, and then we'll head back to where I started off this morning and finish off back there again. So it was either coming here today or not fishing, really, for me. And I was desperate to get out, so hopefully by the weekend or early next week the rivers would have dropped. As I say, looks very chubby, doesn't it? Very chubby. But no sign of any bites on bread flake or worm. Right, I think we're gonna move round to the final swim, which is the other side of this bush here to my right. I believe it's on a bend, but I've got to wade through about a foot of water to get to it. But we might as well try it because it does look good. And then we'll head back then, probably have a bit of dinner and spend the last hour and a half or so, couple of hours maybe, back in the swims we started off this morning. The only swims where I've had some bites. So I'll see you around there in a minute. I've never fished here before on this bit, so let's give it a go. Bread flake. Basically looking really for any signs of any bites. Right, now we're in another likely looking spot now. Over there, over that far side. Yeah, it's a bite. That was a bite. That's on worm. Right, I'm going to have to put my camera down. At last I've had a bite. Not on it, mate. At least that's encouraging. Let's try it again. That's encouraging. That's at last I've had a proper bite. Oh. Not on there. Put the rod tip right forward then. Definitely something there. There's a slight undercut over there, and that's where I'm getting the bites. It was on worm. I've got bread flake on there now, and nothing on the bread flake. I'll certainly persevere here for a little while. Definitely some bites down there. Well, although I had a few bites, couldn't hook anything. So it's 12:30 now. I'm going to head back now to where I've made my base, have a bit of dinner and a cup of tea, and then we'll finish off for the last couple of hours underneath those trees and just see if we can winkle something out to save a blank. Right, it's 1 o'clock. Let's just summarise the situation. Haven't had no fish yet. I've had 1 or 2 bites, but very few and far between. It's been a very, very hard session so far. I've exhausted about 8 or 9 swims down the stream. I just had my dinner and a cup of tea. Just had a chat with Andrew to see how he was getting on. He hasn't had nothing either. He's had 1 possible bite and that was it. So he hasn't caught nothing either. So it does seem to be a bit of a struggle here today, and he's fishing downstream. So I've come back now to the spot I started off at this morning, and the spot where I've had most of my fish on this stream from. Perch to the right, chub to the left of that tree. And I did have a few bites here this morning, down there to my left. So let's finish off. As I say, it's just gone 1 o'clock. We'll probably pack up about 2:45, 10 to 3, and let's see if we can, try and winkle something out. I'll be over the moon with anything really. As I say, I had those perch last time, but the conditions were completely the opposite of what they are today. But anyway, you never know. Let's give it a go again anyway. Right, we'll kick off on bread flake again. The last part of the session now. Let's see how we get on here. Just had a little bite then. Still something there. I know there's fish down there then. Well, it's 5 minutes to 2, still nothing yet. So I've had loads of different, well, I've got 3 different baits up here today, and none of them have worked. With the exception of 1 or 2 bites, that's been about it really. I mean, I've caught right at the death before, but I can't see anything happening this time. I really can't. It doesn't feel like it at all. I'm just staying in this swim now because I've done about 8 or 9 different swims with no joy. But it has been a pleasant day up here today, I must admit. Weather-wise, very nice. So I'm hoping to get back out on the main river next week, hopefully. I just had a bite then. And again. Not on there. Story of the session. Definitely a bite. That was a bit further down the track. Oh, could I pull one out just to save a blank? Although it's no shame blanking in these sort of places. It really isn't, because it can be very difficult sometimes. Sometimes you can be lucky if you get a single bite, Oh, certainly a bite there. Or is it on there? No. Bugger. And I keep persevering just to try and get something. And again, I'm getting bites. It seems to be the casters they're going for, whatever it is. Yeah, it's definitely on something there. Fight against time here now to try and see if I can get something. I'm getting bites here, but whatever it is, I'm unable to hook them there and again. And it's casters that they're going for. Another bite, but I bet it ain't on there. It's been the story of the last half hour, 45 minutes now. And I've scaled down as well with the hook. I still can't get whatever it is. Just taking these casters. Well, let's try a single caster. Let's try a single caster. See what that does. It's gone 20 past 2 now. I've slowly started packing up. It's been a very, very difficult session. That's what I'm saying, you see, those, like last time when I had those 6 perch, I was really grateful for those. And you are, you know, on these sort of streams. Anything, I'm grateful for anything I catch. Yes, I'm primarily here for a chub, but if I can't get a chub and I can get a roach or a perch, you know, I'm happy with that. Because days like this, you know, very, very, very tricky. Now, but another 10 minutes now. Oh, there's a little robin in front of me. Just in that tree, look in front. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Beautiful. There's a bite. There we go, can you see it? See little pulls, little tugs. I know it's nothing of any real size, I don't think, but they're all fish, and as I say, when you get sessions like this, well, he's in front of me now, I could just pick up whatever it is, I'd be happy. I'd go home a bit happier. Oh, have I got it? Nah. Felt like it was on there. We'll persevere for a little bit longer. Let's see. Yeah, I thought I had it then. I could feel something on there when I started reading, but it wasn't on there at the end. So this is going to be the last cast of the session. The last one. This is the last one. So to save a blank, I've got to catch one on this cast. Right, Andrew, this is my last cast, mate. You had any?
Zero.
Yeah, I keep getting loads of knocks on maggots, but I can't catch whatever it is. I can't pick them up. I've just switched to maggots now to just try and see if I can get something, but the old temperature's starting to drop now as well.
Yeah.
You still fishing or not?
Nah, not now.
You're not now. I'm just going to pack up now, mate.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I saw your bread come floating past. I think you must get close to packing up your bread cone.
Yeah. Flipping, what a waste. I'm not, you know, all them casters and maggots, but work. Oh, hang on.
There you go.
See, I've been getting a lot of that. Andrew, but I can't. Whatever it is, I can't catch it. Can't hook them. Well, it's 2:45 now. I've just about to start packing up now. So it's ended up with a total blank, I'm afraid, today. It's been a very, very tricky session, very hard session. A few bites, few plucks and pulls, but whatever they were, I couldn't hook them. So nothing today, I'm afraid. And Andrew's just come along here, and he's had nothing either. So between us, we've both blanked. But apart from that, it's been a very pleasant day's fishing. I've been here for quite some time. I've done quite a few swims, but with no joy, I'm afraid. But as I say, I have enjoyed it. Water's very coloured today, and it's certainly carrying more water, the stream is today. But I thought it, well, as I say, completely the opposite the last time. But unfortunately, no fish. Right, on to the next one, which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, will be next week, hopefully. And I'm hoping it's going to be back on the main river again, either on the waggler if possible, or a feeder. But we'll see. It all depends what part of the river I fish, and that all depends on, you know, the water levels and that. So hopefully we can get out next week and have a session. But yeah, this is what it's like on these rivers, on these streams particularly. Now, I've struggled a bit on these streams. I haven't had a chub now. I think it's the last 4 times I've had a go for a chub, and I haven't been able to get one, which, you know, prior to that I was always catching. I could always get a chub no matter what size, but it's the way it goes, isn't it? That's fishing, I'm afraid. You never know, so unpredictable. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Anyway, I've enjoyed fishing up here, even though I've blanked today. It's been a very pleasant late November day, and thank you once again for subscribing to my fishing channel. Hopefully next time we can catch some fish, and I can show you some fish. I hope you enjoy your own angling. Definitely do that, those of you that do fish. Thank you for subscribing to my fishing channel and pressing the like button, very much appreciated. And I'll see you again on the next one, which hopefully will be next week. So bye for now.